I've got a cemetery full of these limiting beliefs that I'm just knocking out one at a time as I go. And anytime that I get to one where I feel like it's an issue for me, I'm trying to figure out what is the story that I'm telling myself and who has already slayed that dragon that I can go get this armor from.
Welcome to the Seven Figure Flipping Podcast, where we take you behind the scenes of wholesaling and house flipping businesses. The systems and automation that we discuss will help you build a real business instead of another job for yourself. From beginners to those doing hundreds of thousands a year, we go deep into the details and strategies that are working today. And now your host, Bill Allen.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Seven Figure Flipping Podcast. This is Bill Allen, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you a behind-the-scenes look at one of the presentations that we did during our first ever Seven Figure Flipping cruise. So we had the Seven Figure Altitude and the Seven Figure Runway members on a cruise this past week, and if you're watching the video, you can see I'm still wearing my, this is a clean one, but it's my Seven Figure Flipping Cruise t-shirt that we made for all the members. It was an amazing event. I haven't been on a cruise in about 20 years. It was a Carnival cruise in the late 90s that I went on, right at early college years. And I wasn't sure I wanted to go on a cruise again after that. It was like 3 days in the Caribbean, over to the Bahamas and back. And it was okay, but that's kind of the mental image that I had of the cruise. Well, this was a Royal Caribbean cruise. We went on the Harmony of the Seas. It was an amazing ship, holds like 5,500 people. It is a floating city. I've been on aircraft carriers before. I've been on lots of Navy ships. Nothing ever like this. Lots of pools, food everywhere. I gained 10 pounds. I had an awesome time. We did like half the mastermind, half of these adventures. I went scuba diving in Roatan, Honduras, which I've wanted to do for the last 16 years. I've been dreaming of it. We saw some amazing underwater corals, the fish in there. It was awesome. I saw a sea turtle. I would swim with turtles all day if I could. It's just amazing to watch them glide through the water. So some really, really cool stuff that we did. Some of the members, we had 60 of our members go on a Jeep tour in Cozumel, Mexico. And Spencer Bailey, one of our incredible runway members, organized it all for 60 different people. It's just amazing. We had just under 200 people on the cruise, about 20 kids, so 20 family members. Andy brought his whole family, all 4 kids. We had other members bring 2 or 3 kids each. It was just amazing to see the kids that were in the audience at our mastermind meetings too. Jesse, one of our members, got up and shared one night at the midnight mastermind session from 10 to 11 and talked about some of the strategies that he's doing in his business. And I saw his family back there. And at the end, they came up to him and just said how proud they were. And it just sent him to the moon. It was amazing to see all of these families get together. That's probably one of the highlights of my trip, just watching the little kids at our mastermind meetings and us kind of setting up an area and a platform for them to be a part of it and not feel like they're out of place, and just welcome in, 10, 11-year-olds and create an environment like that where it's safe for them to come in and real just wholesome environment that we have at our mastermind meeting. So some of the things that we covered in the mastermind sessions were, we talked about cash flow, sales management and sales training, marketing, project management, running a project all the way from beginning to end on our flips, hiring, leadership, pay structures. We did midnight mastermind sessions. We did breakout sessions where everybody kind of met up in different areas. We were at the casino. We were at the dance club. I saw some people salsa dancing and singing karaoke, and there was pizza till 4 a.m. It was just so much fun. And what we really got to do was connect at a much deeper level than we've ever been able to do in the past. So I was a little bit worried and nervous about this cruise and what it was going to be like, but it really was just amazing to see the results. And after getting some feedback from everyone, so at the end, we had everybody kind of fill out their plans going forward, a little survey of what they liked, what they didn't like, some of their favorite presentations. And what I wanted to do, I thought it would be cool if we just shared a sneak peek of one of the presentations. And we decided to pick the one that was one of the more popular presentations that we had. And I thought it was kind of one that I wasn't sure how it was going to land. I did it individually with the runway members, the runway flippers, the runway wholesalers, and the Altitude group. And I wasn't even planning on doing it with the Altitude group because I thought that this presentation might not be what they needed, but it was probably the most popular one on all of the feedback forums. And afterwards, everybody said, hey, that's really exactly what I needed to hear right now. So I want to bring you in on a little bit of it. It's about half of it, and just kind of talk you through a little bit of that. So at these events, normally what happens is you get really excited before you go to this event, and you get like nervous and excited and pumped up for the event. Then you come to the event and you start getting going. You get these presentations. It starts getting a little bit overwhelming. There's this kind of drinking through a fire hose. If you've ever been to Flip Hacking Live or any of these other events, mastermind events that we've done, you know that there's a lot of shiny objects, a lot of different things that are coming at you. And at that point, you start to get a little bit overwhelmed. So this presentation I did, it was on the last day. It was towards the end, and it was about mindset. And people talk about this all the time, but I was having dinner with Ryan Smith, who worked for me for a while now. He runs a company called Lead Smith, and he's been on the podcast. He spoke at Flip Hacking Live as well. And it was about a month ago, we had dinner, and he just said, you know what, Bill? I think this is the thing that a lot of people need to hear is about mindset. And I think you take it for granted sometimes, the way that you think and what you expect other people to think, and some of the struggles that you've worked through that you don't even realize that you've worked through. And you just, since you've kind of, I call it kind of like slaying those dragons. You slayed the dragons that you don't even really know the way that you think compared to the way that most people think. So if you're out there and you're struggling with getting started, you're struggling with growing, you're struggling with getting your business up and running, raising money, hiring your first person, all of the things that you might be struggling with, all of these mental blocks, these limiting beliefs, these problems. This is what I cover on this episode. And I wanted to cover it just kind of one on a few at our mastermind meeting on the cruise, because we could really work through it individually. Had some people come up, we worked through some of it for them, and sharing some of mine, some of the things that I struggle with. So I hope you guys enjoy this. We went back to this mindset concept and really made all of our members think about what's stopping them. Like, what's really stopping them from reaching their potential and taking the action that they know they need to take. There's something that's there that's stopping them. And the way to get past this, what you'll find out here, is to really find somebody who's already been through that struggle and let them share how they did it, and then incorporate it into your life and how you go forward. But step one is really to understand what's stopping you. And I hope you guys can take stock of what's going on in your life, what's stopping you, what's holding you back from reaching greatness or the potential that you have, and just continue to take action, see some results, crush those limiting beliefs, and then keep that cycle going over and over and over again. So here's a little behind the scenes sneak peek to our my mindset presentation on the cruise. I hope you guys like it. If you like it, let us know, and I'll come back on at the end to kind of wrap it up. So I hope you guys enjoy. Here's a sneak peek at the first ever seven figure flipping cruise. That's a mouthful. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys soon. All right. So how's it been so far this morning? Been good? Yeah, it doesn't sound that good. Has it been good? You guys feel good? Do we need to like jumping jacks, jump around? Everybody still awake? You guys just want to talk amongst yourselves? Have you heard me enough this week? So what I want to talk about now, I intended to specifically talk to the runway members about this, but I think it's so important that I think it's valuable to talk about with you guys. And it's the thing that's stopping us from getting to where we want to go. And it's the only thing, frankly, especially in this room. The only thing that's stopping you from getting where you want to go is the battle that's going on inside your head. That's it. Like, we are individually stopping ourselves from getting to the next level and where we could be. So we've talked about some of that throughout the week. We've talked about the mindset. We've talked about the stories. We talked about the narrative that's going on in our mind and how we need to change the story and tell ourselves different stories. In one of the evening sessions, we talked about something that I've got on the back here that I'll bring up. But before we get started, what I want to do is I just want to dump everything out. Every single belief, limiting belief, false belief that you've had in your mind, whether you have it now or you had it in the past, or you think you might have it in the future. Like, what is going on in our minds right now? And I just want to list them out on the board because I want everybody to see the battle that we're fighting in our minds right now. So what's going on in your business right now, like your mind? So just start throwing them out. What are the limiting beliefs? Okay, not good enough people. People can't. What, talent? Like, can't find good talent? No good talent. You know what? That's the first time, this is the third session that I've done this, first time somebody put other people on there. What else? No time. No time. No time. No energy. No energy. What else? Come on. No money. Hold on. No money. I heard. What else, Glenn? Not big enough. So let's see. Not big enough company. Not ready. Not ready for what? Why?
Not ready to hire because you feel like maybe you're not at the stage yet where you can hire that one person.
Not ready. Hire. What's that? Okay, success. Competition. What if? What if? Past failures. Failed before. Man, you guys are really good at this.
I would say not scaling fast enough. Like you respect that you're supposed to be at a certain level so much faster and sooner, and you're frustrated that it's not happening. The scaling and growth isn't happening fast enough.
Okay, not fast enough growth because we're comparing ourselves to everybody else, right? Not fast enough growth. Okay, market. Market conditions. That's actually the first time I put that one on the board too. Okay. Not good enough. Did I put that? Not good enough. I'm going to need another board. Okay, what else? Okay. Should get a job. So bad margins. My margins aren't good enough. Okay, easier for others. No contractors. How about no support? No support. Pressure, too much pressure. Dream too big, small. Overwhelmed. Hold on, slow down. Overwhelmed. Afraid of losing money. Somebody said afraid of losing money. Losing money. I'm going to put cash flow there with losing money. Okay. I'm going to put family time. Family time / balance. Okay, what else? Okay, market conditions. So let's see, crash. Market. What else? Okay, responsible for others. High payroll / growth. Yeah, I'll leave that here. What else? Don't like it. Wait, how about like don't like everything that you're doing? Like I like some of it, but not all of it. Okay. Me too. But I like money. It's a great place to make money. What else? Okay. Okay, love that one. I don't love it, but loneliness. Yep. I put should get a job, but how about society doesn't support? Society doesn't support. I'm going to put society / sheep. I'm going to put sheep under that because they're all sheep. Zoo animals. They're sheep. Like, let's just go that way. Then we should do that. We're coyotes. Mom, Bill called you a sheep this week. Because you have a job, you're a sheep. You just follow the herd, right? Just herd mentality, right? Okay, so I think we can probably fill up the whole board, right? So, huh? Okay, so maybe like failing the people we're serving. So not taking advantage of them, or like contracting a house that we can't actually get done for them. So okay, so letting people down. Let's put it like that. Okay. So now we've got all this noise, right, going on in our head. By the way, you guys did an excellent job compared to the other two. They were like, so, and it's interesting. I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna come back to this. Well, number one, we have more people in this room, but number two, it's interesting, and I think I'll come back to why. But they were kind of struggling to pull some out. We probably filled like this, and maybe a couple here. And one thing that they wrote on there that I'm gonna write down here is analysis paralysis. So I'm gonna write that down. You guys didn't say it, and I think it's great that you didn't say it. And but I'm gonna write it down. And I'm gonna come back to it. Okay. What do you think this exercise is? They're going to come in here after lunch. So here's what I want to do. I want you guys to go back to that place. Back in your mind, go back to the time before you attended your first Flip Hacking Live event, before you joined a mastermind group, before you got into real estate, and before coaching, before mentorship, before you spent any money, all that place, okay? Go back to that place and give me all of the things that held you back from spending money in education, investing in yourself, all of the things that you're doing now that you don't have a problem with it. Go back to that place. What were the struggles? What were the things in your mind that you thought about somebody like me or a company like this? What was it? Scam? Okay. Scam. Let's talk about like why is it a scam? Like what are the things? What? Dishonest. Dishonest. Get free info just like it, right? Okay, not all the info. Not all info. Too many people. Okay, hold on. You guys are really good at this. Get rich quick. Yeah. Only Tarek and Christina can do it. Okay, celebrities, no guarantee. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, overpromise. Okay, I'm going to leave that here. So like the no money, what did you say? Only works for some people. I think could probably be over here, but it could be over here too. More about me, like more about me. Throw stones at me. Like what?
You already have security, so the risk, like you're like, I'm already making 6 figures, I'm already doing this, I'm already doing that. Like, why would I go?
Okay, I'm going to put that here. This is like I have a job. Why?
That was kind of why we did, like, for us, like that we did.
Okay, but what about what we're doing? Like this, like scam, dishonest, get the free info. They're not going to give you everything. There's too many people in the group. It's a get rich quick scheme. There's celebrities, no guarantees, overpromise. Like somebody said something else over here. Okay, but like I want you guys to think about is like for me it was okay. They're not doing it. They're teaching it, right? Okay, too far removed. So not doing it. Okay, stop thinking about stop thinking like think about these companies, these ones that like how about like they bait and switch. They send you to a call center somewhere. Yeah. Why would somebody spend time teaching this? Yep, okay. Good. Yep, so why show me? Okay, better spent on marketing. Or what was it, Beth? Exclusivity. Okay. What else? Is it real? So too good to be true? Okay. Okay, so all hype. All hype. All right, hey. Take yourself out of this group. Take yourself back to that place. Like, back to that place before you spend. When I was using a library card, I was not even spending money on a book. I was like, I can get this free on the internet. I can get all this stuff, all this information out there. I just got to go find it, right? What else? Forget Justin, forget us. Like, I get it. It's like, okay, so all marketing, all hype, it's lies. Comparison. So like, even think about the companies that still do this stuff, like that are the companies that you wouldn't work with. How about constant upsells? They're constantly going to keep selling you stuff. Okay? Okay. Too much money. No new info. That's good. Too many cruises. Too clicky. Like, is that really why you didn't like spend money on even just a book or just a course? Is that it's too clicky? Like, forget masterminds. Just talk about like coaching in general, coaching and like everything that's being pushed right now all over the place. So, don't know who to trust. Who to trust? Bad experience before. Okay, spent money, been ripped off in the past. Outdated. Great. Okay, not specific. Now we're starting to nail stuff. Okay, holding back info. Holding. Yep, so I got this constant upsells here. Okay. Hey, all right. Well, all right, so here. I think this is, we could sit here for hours and you guys could just keep crushing everybody. So, okay, so you guys filled the board way faster and way better than the other group in case you're keeping score, and I know all of you are. Every single one of you is keeping score in your mind. So here's the interesting thing, right? This is the mindset blocks for business owners and where you're going of the mindset. And here's the things for me, like running this company, like all the mindset blocks of people coming in here, right? So let me ask you a question before we even dive into this stuff. Is who feels like this now? You guys are in this room. You guys are spending money. Who feels like this now? Okay, no hands raised. Yeah, about this group. Just think about like in general, like you would probably be willing to spend money on something, on a course, or if you knew that it was going to get you where you wanted to go, you spend $1,000, you spend $500, you go to an event, you do that stuff, right? This stuff is gone from your mind. Now you're looking for these things, right? You're making sure, but when you see value, it's gone. So my question to you guys is, your first time at Flip Hacking Live, or when you first came into this group, how long did it take for this to disappear from your mind? Instantly. Anybody else? Okay, so my job is to make this stuff go away fast. And how do we do that? Being honest. How else? How did yours go away instantly, Ty? You showed up and you were like, I spent $25,000 or $30,000 and all of this stuff that I thought before I walked in went away instantly. Like, gone. Met great people, access, value. What else? Huh? Open book, transparency. What else? Content. Examples of success. Sharing. People aren't competing. We're doing it. Share failures. They're being vulnerable. They're open and honest. Okay. So this stuff is going away instantly. All of these mind blocks, all of these things that you've been telling yourself, why is it going away right away? Because you haven't been telling yourself this stuff that long. You have been telling yourself these things since you got into real estate. That's it. You have been telling yourself these things, and they've been beat into you since you were a child. All your life, these things. So these are deeper scars than this stuff. It's also when you come into a place where you have you have results right away. You can see results. You can see you got something right away. You said, okay, there's value here, right? It's gone.
But ultimately, it would be a lot harder for me to break this down on you, from you, what's in your mind, if this was deeper scars and wounds for you guys, and you're carrying it around like baggage for a long time. But it was very recent. You got into business and you said, okay, I'm starting to understand real estate. And you said, but all of these things with these gurus out there, who to trust, all that stuff, wipes away fast. So now, if we can move from there to here and figure out why, like why are we carrying this stuff around so long? And the people that are in those two rooms, they hold this a lot tighter than you guys do. But we're still holding on to this stuff. And this is the battle that we're competing in right now in our mind. This is the things that we need to work on a regular basis to win. So who here has things on this list that is in their mind right now that's holding them back? Pretty much everybody. And that's fine. But who here is like, you're not seeing success or taking action because of this stuff anymore? Are there people who are not putting themselves out there anymore because of some of these things? Sometimes. A little bit. Holding back a little bit. So even in a room like this where we have successful people that are doing hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit a year, you're doing deals consistently, right? There's a qualification to get in here. We're still battling. We're on this battlefield on a regular basis. So what I want to dig into in this 30 minutes or so that I have with you guys is, number one, why? How do we get past this? What do we do? Like, what is the way for us to do it? And what do we have to kind of own in ourselves to figure out how to make this happen, how to break these down? And what you guys see now is you see some of this stuff is starting to fade away. But okay, where's the no money one? I love this one. Like, when I remember back to 4.5 years ago when I got started, this was like one of my biggest blocks. This will never, ever, ever, ever in my entire life become an issue ever again. Like the fact that I can't find money, don't have access to money, like ever turn a deal down because I can't go get the money. Never. Like, this will not flash up. You can take all my money away. You can put me on a corner somewhere and I'll just figure it out. It will not be a mental block. It might be something where I have to take more action to go get it. I have to take like lots of action to get the results, but it'll never be a mental block for me again. Like that one, gone, wiped away. It will never flash its head. Some of these other ones will. Did you guys put on the imposter syndrome? It's not really on here. I don't think we pulled it out, but the other guys did. And for me, sometimes that's one of the ones that kind of rears its head for me. I'm sure it does for a lot of you. It's like, man, am I doing the right thing? Is this where I should be going? Can I really do this? Can I really run a multi-million-dollar company? Can I really be responsible for like 30 people now in 2 different companies? Like, sometimes I look in the mirror, I'm like, it's hard to do that sometimes. And so that's where I spend some time in. And some of these other things like losing money and family time and balance, like some of these other things start rearing their head as you push the other ones down, right? But over time, as we start, I look at this as like slaying these dragons. Like, we're just slaying the dragons along the way in this battlefield. And once we put them to bed and bury them under the sand, like, they're gone. They're in the casket, they're gone. I've got a cemetery full of these limiting beliefs that I'm just knocking out one at a time as I go. And anytime that I get to one where I feel like it's an issue for me, I'm trying to figure out what is the story that I'm telling myself, and who has already slayed that dragon that I can go get this armor from, or go get this roadmap from. Like, who's already done it and who can help me do it? And however, we have to take a step back and know that we have got to identify what's going on. Nobody else is going to jump in your head and like look at the stories and look at the narratives that you're telling yourselves and pull them out and say, you need to fix this. So we have to self-identify this and what's going on. And when we do that, now we can say, okay, how am I going to change this? How am I going to fix it? What help do I need? Go search out that help. And it might, like, my job, what I try to do is I try to like record these podcasts and tell these stories with other people who have gone through these limiting beliefs, so that there's somebody who hears, like, Chad Lindell's story was so powerful that we put out on Tuesday. And there's somebody who's going through some substance abuse or depression or things like that, where they might want to kill themselves or they don't want to go through life, and hear that and say, he did it, so can I. Like, he was at a very, very low point, and that story basically just says, look, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, how many people are in this group because someone showed them that they could do it, and you said, if they can do it, I can do it? Like, how many people? It's like pretty much everybody. I remember seeing that and seeing that, just sitting next to Andy, that alone, that one like person, just meeting that one person was just changed a ton of beliefs from me. And then over time, I just started slaying these dragons slowly. And believe me, I live in this world. We all do. And we're never going to get out of it. But what we do is we get to this point, and if some of you guys were here and some of you guys weren't, but I shared this kind of like chart that I saw last week. And this thing is, this is it. This is like all we need to get through this cycle. Potential. Like what kind of potential do we have? Immense potential, unlimited potential. We have virtually unlimited potential, right? Of what we can do. If you think you can do it, you can do it. There's no doubt about it. There's some, like, I can't fly, like, with my arms, right? But we're constantly evolving, we're changing. We have this massive potential of what we can do and what we can accomplish. And you guys don't have a problem with taking action, but a lot of people do. And some of you might. Usually this is that analysis paralysis, right? We've got this potential, we got this limiting belief, we're not even taking action. All we're doing is just fueling this limiting belief, and it's just pushing back up and dropping our potential and what we think we're capable of doing. So we're in here going, we got unlimited potential. Yes, I'm pumped up that we're on this cruise, right? So you go back and you start taking action. Everything starts with this action. You're not going to do anything without doing something, right? You're not going to move forward without taking action. So you guys are good at that. And if you're not good at that, it's because you've got some limiting belief that's stopping you and it's keeping you in a spiral. And this is that flywheel, and this is that doom loop that I talked about on the second day. You're feeding this, not taking action, you're feeding this, you're dropping your potential. You got this limiting belief, it's just dropping your potential. You've got this potential, you start taking action, and now the results are what is going to fuel you. You guys are seeing results. When you guys don't see results, how do you feel? Deflated, right? Like, I feel like it's not good enough. Maybe what I did, maybe that was a mistake. You start getting those past scars that people talked about. Those, hey, I screwed up the last time. I don't want to screw it up again. I'm losing money. All of these things. I hired the wrong person. They quit. All this stuff happens. And what happens is it fuels that limiting belief on the other side. And as it fuels your limiting belief, it lowers your potential of what you think you're capable of doing. And you get into that spiral. The problem that I see a lot of people do, as I was like breaking this down last night, is these results have to be measurable, and they have to be the actual results and not inflated results of what you're expecting. A lot of times we set our expectations so high that we're constantly falling below the bar. And when our results are low, it fuels our limiting beliefs and drops our potential, and then that spiral goes backwards. And we're in that doom loop. To get the momentum going, I had somebody in the other group say, so I pulled her up and she said, well, hey, my marketing campaign, like I spent all this money on marketing. It didn't work. I tweaked some things and I had a call with some people. I made some changes and I started to see some more leads, but I haven't gotten any deals yet. And it's been 3 weeks and I feel like a failure. I said, well, wait a second. Let's go through this cycle. Okay, let's go through this cycle with her. She saw potential. She did this and didn't have results before. So she started getting these limiting beliefs of what I did before doesn't work. And it doesn't work for me. It works for everybody else, but my marketing doesn't work. Everybody ever feel like that? Yeah, me too. But so she made some changes, made some tweaks, took some more action. And she said, it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I haven't gotten a deal. I don't have results. But I said, are you getting leads now? Are you getting more leads? She said, yeah, I'm getting more leads. So she's measuring the wrong results. If she's measuring more leads now, she sees that she takes the action, she's getting more leads. It's like, okay, now I'm actually getting leads. Her belief should change. Okay, what I'm doing now is starting to work. So now I can see I have a little bit more potential, so she can take a little bit more action. Starting to see a little bit more results, starting to change her belief and starting to have more potential. And now as she goes and she's taking that same action, her next action might be, okay, now I need to focus on conversion. And now she starts tweaking that. So we think of this as one way around the cycle, right? One time, maybe one time a year, maybe one time a month. But really this is like daily cycles around and around and around. And if we want to start erasing some of these limiting beliefs from our mind and even from our staff, like this can go anywhere. If we start erasing these beliefs, the way to do it is to go around this cycle more times. The more we can go around this cycle, the people that have less beliefs on that side right now that are active in their mind are the people that have been around this cycle more often, more times, more reps. Like I feel like I am erasing things every time I go around the cycle. Every time I take more action, have more results. Change my belief, change my potential. Eventually, this potential goes through the roof. So, oh, sorry. There's some people like taking pictures. Got it? I'm just going to be like spinning this thing around all day. I'm telling you right now. So, okay. So who's stuck in one of these loops right now? Who's at a place? Okay, Beth, what do you got?
Ours probably, the self-doubt. We had a project fail, we just make it back to that possibility. Like, hey, this, this, this. So now I can continue to do it. Like, for example, we look up the runway group. It's tough to, we know we're getting the right, we're doing some right pieces because, like you said, the measure results too. To get a bad result doesn't mean you get everything wrong either. Like that was one thing we learned that not the bad result doesn't equal I did every bad decision. It could be I did all the right decisions, but I still got a bad result. But that you also have to know the difference for that. And you could have also made fun of that it got a bad result. So when we look up the runway group, we know what we need to be doing, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And so sometimes you can talk to the runway group and be like, am I really the expert? And do I have the confidence? Do I have the experience to tell them what works for us and what doesn't? And so constant self-doubt.
So how are you? So it sounds like you already know that. Like you know, you've self-identified that. So what's the solution? How are you fixing it?
What we're doing is we're doing a better job of recognizing our success when we do it. Because sometimes we'll know like 6 months later we only point out the negative versus what you do really well. And so we're always trying to fix the negative, but we're also now trying to balance out. When we do something well, we recognize it, celebrate a little bit versus just moving on to the very next one. Otherwise, we'll go through a whole year and we're like, what did we do? Did we do anything successful? And we just see a bottom line number. And sometimes it might really is well or not, but it still doesn't hide all the it doesn't show all the good small successful results.
Is anybody bad at that? Like looking back and seeing like the whole year was a failure and they're not actually looking at the successes? Anybody like really have trouble seeing success? Okay. So one thing that I do that helps me is I actually will pull the recordings from my previous mastermind events of my hot seats and listen to how ridiculous I sounded. If you go back to the first one and the second one, you can actually hear mine if you want to like listen to somebody who doesn't know what the heck they're doing. But I would go back and listen and see how far I've come when I was in that kind of like spiral at that time where saying like, this is tough. It's hard. I'm in a spot where I feel kind of alone and in the dark, right? And I would listen to that. Now I'm on this side, right? I'm on this side of the world right now. That's where I spend a lot of my time. Do you think people like respond to our emails with some choice language and tell me how stupid I am and beat me down and post on my Facebook posts when we're like selling tickets to Flip Hacking Live? Maybe some of you guys saw some of those threads where they're like, this is a scam, you're an idiot, like stop teaching, maybe you should actually start making money yourself, like all that stuff. It's just like rampant, right? And I start beating myself up. I want everybody to like me. It's a problem. Like, so what I learned was when you walk on stage, half of the people in the audience don't like you from the beginning. Before you say a single word, half of the people don't like you. Whether it's you're a man or you're short or you're tall or they don't like what you're wearing or they don't like the color of your skin or they don't like whatever it is, half of the people in the audience already hate me. That's crazy to think. But when I finally accepted that, it made things a lot easier for me. And now it's my job to try to convert some of those people to actually like me with the message that I have. And if they don't, fine. They can take it on down the road and find somebody else. And just starting to get comfortable with some of those things and letting myself let go of that. Let go of that kind of everybody has to like me. Everyone has to love what we're doing. Everybody has to be part of this. I'm going to convert every single person into a believer of all of this stuff, that what we do. And the other thing that I do is I take I have a stack of cards on my desk that are thank you notes, that are things that I've gotten from the different events that people have sent me. I keep every single one of those, the success stories of our members, and I'll read that stuff. Whenever I feel like I'm not on purpose, I'm not doing what I should be doing, I'm failing in this, I'll read that stuff and I'll take it and I'll say, forget those people. Like these are my people. These are the people I'm here to serve, and I'm going to continue doing it. And so that positivity will trump all of the negative stuff that's happening in our world. And that, for you guys and in business, when somebody quits on us and we don't know why, it's like, hey, I'll look at the testimonial videos that we have. I'll look like when our sellers just scream at us on the phone, or we get that bad Better Business Bureau BBB review that's like 1 star, and it's like they sent me a mailer, and I'm like, ugh. Or the one where they're like, this sales rep, they did a bait and switch on us, they try to reduce the price at the last minute, all that stuff, and I just like, I'm just gonna watch a testimonial video of our seller that absolutely loved us. I'm gonna find the positive in what we're doing and focus on that instead of focusing on the negative all the time. And that's the way to get past some of that stuff, the self-doubt, the I'm not good enough, the I just don't deserve this, the imposter stuff that I go through, that a lot of you guys go through. And you get to that time where you're like, you know what? And maybe it's just a phone call. Maybe it's a support call. Maybe it's a reach out to somebody. Maybe it's like, I'll tell you what, if I call Arthur anytime, he's like, oh man, it's so great to talk to you. It's, oh, you've helped me so much. Like, this is great. And I can just remember that time when I can take myself back to this cruise where it's like midnight and we're both like kind of tearing up and he's giving me this huge bear hug. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you can take yourself to those places. You have to transport yourself to these different places to get rid of this stuff, this noise in your head. Who has overcome some of this stuff? Does anybody want to share? Okay. Of course, Mike. All right, Mike, come up here. Come up here.
All right. I cut it off right there before we pulled up a member. And you guys heard some sharing, one of our members sharing a little bit about the struggle that she has, a little bit of the imposter syndrome, or I'm not even really worthy of this stuff. But I hope that you guys got something from this presentation. And I know that every single one of us has these mindset blocks, these limiting beliefs, this ceiling on us, these issues, these stories that are going on inside of our mind. And I have them. I have them going on a daily basis. Every single day, we are on a battlefield in our mind trying to control the things that we think about that are holding us back. They're limiting our potential. They're stopping us from proceeding, from continuing. And what about the people that you surround yourself with? What are those people doing to your mindset? What are those people doing to your beliefs? Are you hanging out with people who are pushing you past it, who are helping you get through it, who have been through the things that you're going through right now, or the issues and the struggles that you're working on? Or are you hanging out with those people who are feeding those negative mindsets, those limiting beliefs? Are they pushing you down instead of helping lift you up? And that's what I loved about this cruise, is everybody was jumping in and helping each other. There was this small groups there. We were sitting at different tables for dinner every night. People meeting each other for the first time that had been in the group for a year. It was really amazing to see. So we have an event coming up in Atlanta, one of our mastermind events, and our mastermind is open for 7-figure Altitude members. So if you're looking for a group just like this, this was a small taste. After this, we had 3 or 4 members get up and share their specific limiting belief of what's stopping them, and we worked through it together. We crushed their beliefs. We helped them move past these limits. We helped them get to the next level, and I know that won't become a problem for them again. And if it does pop up and that kind of they need to slay that dragon one more time and kind of bury it down, then we'll be there to help them. So you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And we had 190 some people on this cruise that are the exact people that you need to be spending your time with. So if you're looking for a mastermind group, what we did resonates with you, is something that you need in your business or your life, then reach out to us. You can go to 7figureflipping.com and click on Altitude and fill out an application. You could also just go straight to 7figurealtitude.com. It's a number 7, figurealtitude.com. And we have a mastermind coming up. This one was a little bit late. So in just over 2 months, we have a mastermind event in April in Atlanta. And so we'd love to invite you guys to come check it out, come, join the group with us and, be part of our 5 and have us be part of your 5. And my goal is this year is to help as many people as we can to crush these limiting beliefs, change their mindset, grow their business, and hit the potential that you have out there. And the interesting thing that I heard when I was in that place during that presentation was everybody with all of their limiting beliefs of the mastermind groups, of paying for things, of investing in themselves. Before it happened, it was a huge limiting belief. It was a huge issue for me too. And right when I said to every single person in the room, how long did it take once you joined the group to crush that belief? Every single one of them was like instantly 30 minutes, 1 hour in the Facebook group, right when I joined. It's amazing to see that level of commitment now and dedication that they have. And this was a mastermind event like no other we've ever put on. Best in history from Seven Figure Flipping, hands down. And I would love to invite you guys to be a part of the next one and keep going on this like upward momentum that we have as a group. It's just amazing to see what's happening in here and the changes that people are making in their lives and their business. And I'd love to invite you to be a part of it. So if you go to sevenfigureflipping.com or sevenfigurealtitude.com, right now we're only open for the Altitude members, which means if you're doing $200,000 or more in profit in your business, 10 deals a year, consistently doing deals, that's what we're looking for. But if you're not ready for that, go to sevenfigureflipping.com, go to the bottom and fill out the quiz. We have like a quiz there that kind of where you are in your business, it lines it out, and just, put in an application and talk to us, and we'll see, we'll let you know when we have something open, and we'll talk to you a little bit about Flip Hacking Live and the 7-figure runway that we'll be launching there. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the next podcast, and I hope you enjoyed this one, seeing a little bit of behind the scenes with us on the cruise. It was so much fun. If you're a member of our mastermind and you couldn't make it, I hope you guys enjoy all the recordings that we have for you that you can watch after the fact. And there's nothing that replaces being there, but hopefully you join us next year. I think that we'll be doing a second annual cruise. It was so good. I had such a good time. I already miss it. This is my first day being back, and I wish that I'm trying to talk my wife into getting a waterbed so I can be like rocking and rolling and go to sleep like we were on the boat. So I had a great time. It reminded me of my cruises in the Navy. They were a little bit different on a haze gray and underway. Was a little different than being like 5 pools, 24-hour food buffets, stops in beautiful areas in the Caribbean. It was amazing. So anyway, I'll see you guys on the next podcast. Check us out at sevenfigureflipping.com. We got lots of things that you guys can see: Flip Hacking Live, the Altitude group, the Runway group, and everything else that we do. So, all right. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the 7-Figure Flipping Podcast with Bill Allen. If you want to grow and scale your house flipping or wholesaling business, check out more insider tips and strategies from the nation's most successful real estate investors at sevenfigureflipping.com.